October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Andover's Mentors in Violence Prevention Program, or MVP, will host several events throughout the month. MVP is a training program that meets weekly in the fall and winter terms directed towards lowers. During the program, topics of discussion include masculinity and femininity, gender-based violence, bystander intervention, and consent. For Domestic Violence Awareness Month, MVP alums have organized several informational events this week from October 7th to the 11th. Here's reporter Sabby Clemmons with the story.
Thank you. Last Monday evening in Underwood, Mentors in Violence Prevention leaders led an all-school forum to discuss domestic violence. MVP alums are students who have gone through the MVP program as lowers and have hosted similar workshops and conversations with freshmen. According to Ethan Chan, one of the focuses of MVP is to teach students about consent and what it means in present-day America.
What does consent mean, you know? Like, being an international student, we don't really talk about consent. I'm from Hong Kong, and we don't talk about consent as openly as we do here. Like, also the age of consent is very different in Hong Kong as well. So, like, just being able to, like, know more about it, like, that, like, really piqued my interest.
In recent years, Andover has strongly promoted the affirmative Yes Means Yes campaign in favor of the previous No Means No campaign. Ethan Chan weighs in on this change in attitude.
One interesting thing about the Yes Means Yes policy is it's very heteronormative, which is what, like, kind of where I have problems with it a little bit, because if you look under Massachusetts law, the consent only applies for heteronormative couples, relationships, and doesn't really, like, cover more of the LGBTQ spectrum. There's a loophole in the law that, like, if you're, like, with, like, in a same-sex relationship, like, consent, like, doesn't really apply to under age 16, I think. I'm not really sure about this, but this is what my friend told me. But yeah, I think, like, the school needs to take further action in, like, defining its terms by Yes Means Yes policy. What they mean, like, when it comes to relationships, like, does that mean to binary relationships only, or does that, or, like, they need to be more clear with what they mean by Yes Means Yes.
Although the workshops and forums are geared towards the student body, according to Lizzie Glazer, domestic violence and abusive relationships are prevalent topics worth talking about for everyone.
Everyone thinks that they can't be in a relationship that is abusive, or they can't experience domestic violence or have issues with consent, but that's just not true. Unfortunately, everyone experiences things like that, so it's really important to educate yourself and be there not only in case you get into a situation like that, but also so that you can help others and to educate the people around you. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to join the discussion so that you can help talk about these issues that are so widespread throughout the entire world, and to be able to slowly make sure that it's not a topic that we just ignore, and so that we're trying to end domestic violence instead of just pushing it away.
At the forum last Monday, several conversations arose surrounding the apparent slut-shaming culture on campus. According to some of the attendees, female students generally experienced more slut-shaming than males in regards to parietals. Some students believe that parietal rules exist for the school's security and parents, rather than the students' interests. Some students also stated that although faculty are aware of the students having sex through sources such as the state of the academy, the faculty have never voted on parietal rules. Questions arose about the possibly loosening parietals, and according to some students, Andover's hypocritical stance towards sex.
So the biggest, most important step is just recognizing it. So if you did recognize that this relationship isn't a healthy one, definitely just reaching out to anyone who you care about or who's there for you. So I recommend, you could first start talking with a friend, but when you feel comfortable, definitely reaching out maybe to psychs or to a parent, anyone that you can trust, and they can really help you make sure that you get through it, because it's definitely the most unsafe and most dangerous time, especially for women leaving abusive relationships, is when they try to leave. So just making sure that you have that support system.
Sabby Clemmons reporting.
Thank you, Savvy.